All right, so this is a little bit different video for me, and I have struggled, gone back and forth on whether or not I should do it or I shouldn't. And I am opting, obviously, towards doing it. And I want to tell you about an experience I had over this last week with a plumbing company, and basically how I believe they tried to rip me off and they tried to cheat me out of a lot of money. So I own some rental properties. I have a plumbing company that I normally use, but I was out of town last weekend and my tenant had a problem, a big problem. The sewer was backing up into a drain in his basement. So every time he was using water upstairs, he was getting a backup into the living space, essentially. And that's unacceptable, right? I can't have sewage coming back into the house for their sake, if nothing else, for their sake. So, he called me, he texted me actually, said, I found a company for $95. I'll come out and clear the line. And I'm, on Sunday, I was like, do it. I mean, get it cleared out. I don't want you living like that. Get it taken care of. So he says, oh, and I said, I'll, send me the bill and I will pay for it. Well, a short while later, he texts me again. He says, oh, the plumber's here. And he said, he can't get through the clean out. He's got to pull the toilet. It's going to cost another $150. So now we're at $245 to clear this line. But again, I'm thinking it's got to be done. The guy's there. That seems like a lot of money for pulling a toilet, $150 when I've had other plumbers who just do it as a course of the business. But I said, great, go ahead and do it, again, because he needed it done. Well, then the plumber runs the snake with the cutter on the end of it down the line and proceeds to tell the tenant that he's hitting something really hard and it's dulling his blade. I don't know if he pulled it out and looked at it or what, but it's dulling his blade. I can't get through whatever it is down there. We're going to have to send a camera down. So the tenant, rather than calling me, agrees to having their camera guy come out to run a scope down the sewer. Another $150. So now we're at $395 for cleaning a line. At this point, it's Sunday afternoon. The tenant texts me and says, hey, this guy really needs to talk to you. Can he call you? And I said, sure, I'm available to talk right now. And so the guy calls me and he says, we've got big problems here. Your sewer line has got big dips in it. It's sinking. We need to dig that thing up and repair it. And I said, wow, okay. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, is the sewer running right now? Is the line flowing? He said, yes, but he said, we got to get this fixed right away. He said, you're in luck though. We have a crew standing by at our office with a backhoe on Sunday afternoon ready to come out. And I thought, well, that's odd, but okay. I said, well, that's great. I appreciate you letting me know that. I'm going to get a second opinion. And then he started in with, well, I don't understand. Why would you feel like you need to do that? I said, because I'm old and I have been around the block more than once, and I understand that before I spend, oh yeah, he told me $5,800 to get the sewer line dug up, and who knows how long it had been out of commission. I said, I'm going to get a second opinion. So he's like, well, oh, okay. So I hang up and I figure, well, I got to figure out who I'm going to call. Just a few minutes later, the phone rings again. It's the plumber. Hey, I talked to my boss. He said, we can do it for $5,000 if you want to do it right now. I said, well, that's great. I'm still going to get a second opinion. Thanks. I'll let you know if I want to do this. So anyway, I got a hold of a inspection company that I use for when I buy my homes that do sewer scopes. And I've had sewer scopes on all my properties, including this one in the past. But it had been several years. It had probably been 8 or 9 years now, 8 years probably, since I had it done. So I thought, maybe something happened. Maybe the ground shifted. Maybe it leaked and it sunk. I don't know. So the guy comes out on Thursday. He runs the scope. He calls me up and he said, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this sewer line. He says, yes, there is a little dip, midway out. and I saw the video. It's like, I mean, we're talking like this much dip, right, in the span of a line. And there's a low spot, and you can see where the camera goes through a puddle of water. But the water is flowing in and flowing out of this low spot. Not a problem. It's not building up. It's flowing in and flowing out. He says, I wouldn't spend any money to get it repaired. He said, this is a 60-year-old home. It looks great to me. All right. So later that week, and I got home from my trip, and I got online. I started looking at reviews on Yelp.com and on Google, and I started finding the same exact story showing up over and over and over for this plumbing company. I mean, down to my cutters, just dulling my cutter blade. $5,800 was like, everybody kept getting a $5,800 price. The same, oh, we got there and the $95 doesn't cover us pulling a toilet. Oh, we got to run a camera now because we can't get our cutters through the line. And it was like my story repeated at least 20 times that I found on these guys. So Sunday night, I wrote them an email and said, here, let me just tell you what happened and tell you that I'm going to call you Monday morning and I want to talk to someone about this because I don't think it's right. I said, this is not a bad plumber. This was not a mistake. This is a business practice of yours and it's not right. Well, that was Sunday night. It is now about 7:30 Monday night, and I never heard a response to my email. I called them about 2 o'clock this afternoon when I finally had some free time at work, and talked to a receptionist. She took the invoice numbers down. She said, I'll talk to the supervisor, and he'll call you right back. Okay, so it's 5.5 hours later. Haven't heard a boo from these people. Still haven't responded to my email either. I'm telling you all of this because I want you to be careful and I want you to be aware of this kind of stuff that happens. Don't let them pressure you into it. This guy tried to pressure me. He tried to pressure my tenant. I wouldn't take it. And he started getting a little bit, goofy on me with, well, I don't understand why you don't trust me. I don't trust anybody. I said, I don't know you. I don't know you from anybody. Why would I spend $6,000 because you tell me I should? Get a second opinion. There are companies out there. The company I use, that's all they do is inspection. They don't do any repair. They have no motivation at all to tell you that, hey, this needs to be fixed or not. They don't make any money on that. They don't do repairs. They purposely don't do repairs for that reason. It keeps their inspections honest. So find an inspection company before you agree to do something like this. Now, I'm not going to tell you who this company is online. I don't want to get into any kind of a lawsuit because I wouldn't put it past these guys at all. But if you're in the Denver area and you've got questions about this thing, I'll put my email address down in the description, and you can email me and ask me whatever you need to ask me. So that's it. I just want to let people beware, and I want you to know what's going on out there, and don't let them push you into doing something you don't need to do. So hopefully you'll have a great day.